The lighting's
Hey,
terrible.
everybody, this is Joseph Pasek, and welcome to the Fired Up Network. Welcome to the Sports Wrap. Welcome to the Super Bowl post edition with Angie and the broadcasting legend Storm and Norm Rumack. First of all, before we begin, I'm the president of the province of Canada. Norm Rumack stunned me with an outstanding birthday present. Sunday was my birthday present. He came to my palatial estate here in North York. And Norm, first of all, tell the world, do I have a nice house? Is it big? Is it spacious? And go ahead.
Yeah, it's quite nice, Joe. Very, very nicely set up and lots of room. It was a very, very, very good home.
All right. First of all, you gave me a birthday present. Angie, can I ask you a question?
You can blame Canada Post. You're stuck in the mail.
No.
Stuck in the mail. I'll give you the tracking number.
If Canada Post could take you and Air Canada could take you to Vegas, you certainly could come to North York and deliver like a $200 present like Norm did. All right?
Maybe next year.
No. I'll postpone for this Saturday. This Saturday is Valentine's Day. You know, I'm a man of the people, right? It's about time you get me some ladies. All right? Some ladies here. Norm, do you agree with what I'm saying? Angie has to get a lady for you, for me, like maybe 3 for me. What do you say?
No, that's not her responsibility, Joe.
No, I put it into the Fired Up Network thing. Now, anyways, Angie went to Vegas, and like only Angie can. Right when the action happens in Vegas, she goes home. What is going on here? First of all, you showed me pictures of Kurt Warner. I didn't know Kurt Warner is Andre the Giant Warner. Compared to you, he's like 7 feet tall and you're 5.
I know. Welcome to my world. I'm 5'2.5".
Well, how was it?
It was good. It was great. It's nice to just get some sun on my face and be out of the cold for a little bit. And the automotive conference draws all kinds of people. There was I met Kurt Warner, who was amazing. Now I have an autographed. I gotta go get my autographed football. Hold on.
She's got Paul's autograph, and it's not my autograph, Norm.
It's autographed. Look.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna tell the producer, zoom it. All right,
yeah, zoom in, producer. Look at that.
Norm here. Norm, get the producer over and zoom it here, okay? 1 second. Okay, go ahead. There it is. Look at
that. Fancy football.
Nice.
Now you only need Norm's autograph, and you got it like Norm Rumack, broadcasting legend, and Kurt Warner, a Super Bowl champion.
So interestingly enough, he was shocked actually that when he gave me that, I actually knew how to like properly handle a football. And he was pretty shocked about that. So then we had a whole conversation about my Baltimore Ravens purple hair and how my cousin used to play on the CFL and all the things. So he gave me his Super Bowl predictions.
Again, I'm sorry I'm gonna have to do this to you, but I just, when you're 52 years old now, you get a little bit, your ears start going, right, Norm? Right. All right. So did you say he was surprised that you know how to handle balls?
A football, yes.
So you took your foot and put up. No, never mind. So he's supposed. All right. So what was the final question? Because I know Norm's anxious to talk about how his predictions are always right and everything like that. Go ahead. What was the highlight of Super Bowl?
There were a few for me. I mean, in terms of highlights, I think, even just initially, what did you guys think of the initial anthem by Charlie Puth? I felt like it was a little like Christmassy. I don't know. That was my opinion.
Norm, what did you think? Norm's highlight was 3 Doors Down, not 3 Doors Down.
Green Day.
Green Day, that's right.
Yeah, they were good. They were very good. They were very, very good. The halftime show I thought was done so well. I think it was way better than last year.
Were you a fan of the Bad Bunny halftime show? Because
I was way more impressed than I thought it would be. Last year, halftime show was probably not one of my favorites, but this one definitely upped the game for sure, especially all the surprise appearances with my favorite girl, Lady Gaga, and my, young crush, Ricky Martin. So that was really nice to see. And all the
Ricky Martin's older than you. What do you mean, young crush?
Everyone was obsessed with Ricky Martin back then.
By the way, I know Norm knows this, but I took the flight, the Fired Up Network jet, on Thursday. I went to see Backstreet Boys.
I did not go see the Backstreet Boys, and we're not.
No,
Gonna
but
talk
I
about
did.
that. We're not going to talk about that.
All right, we're not. All right, Mark Everkelly is on
Unless you
here.
want to see me cry again, we're not going to talk about it.
No, you were crying?
Yeah,
Over
I
me?
was like crying. I was watching the ticket prices, and they just did not come down. And then they did come down, but still not enough. And then they just sold out, and then they stopped selling tickets like an hour after the show started.
All right, so we're all Canadian. Mark Everkelly's American. Mark, I'm going to ask the guy because I already know the answer. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
No.
No. All right, thanks for coming on the show then.
Not one snap.
What did you think of the Super Bowl?
Okay, actually.
Well, what I thought of it doesn't really matter because I didn't see it.
Super quick to cut you off. It's not even a joke about that because I was just at an automotive conference in the States, in Las Vegas, with most dealers from the States. And there were some dealers that would literally say, oh, like, who's even playing in the Super Bowl? I'm like, are you kidding me? So it's not a joke. Some people do not watch football at all.
And if you were in Vegas, would you watch the game?
Who, me? Of course I would. I always watch the Super Bowl. I don't even know what I'm going to do with my Sundays now that there's no football.
No, wait. No, I'll get Norman to it in a second. But next year's Super Bowl is during Valentine's Day.
It is,
we're going to throw a party. We're going to throw a party.
Absolutely, because we get the Monday off. We get the holiday Monday.
Listen, you're going to be handling all the foods, all the beer. Norm ate a whole pizza by himself. Perfect. He ate a whole pizza. Is it not true, Norm?
Perfect.
Yeah, that's true.
See?
Invite all the people and we'll have a great time.
He ate a pizza by himself. All right. So, Mark, okay, you didn't watch the game. Did you watch halftime show or anything?
No, I've heard about everything.
Okay, forget about you then. All right, Norm, what did you think of, first of all, the national anthem, Bad Bunny, and then the game?
Well, the national anthem was fine. I had no problem with it. It was okay. And as far as the game, it was about as exciting as watching paint dry. And as far as the halftime show,
I disagree.
Okay.
Paint dries much better.
Okay, watching wheat grow. How do you like that one?
Weed or wheat?
As far as the halftime show,
weed, of course, everything. We talk about your balls, and now you're talking about weed. Come on.
Right. As far as the halftime show, I would have liked to hear Bad Bunny do one or two songs in English. Nothing against using Spanish.
We knew that, though. He was going to do a whole thing in Spanish. Like, he doesn't speak very much English, so it was not possible. He didn't have enough practice for that, Norm.
No.
Norm got an email or got a text or whatever. They said, and he asked him, who do you think is better looking, the president or Bad Bunny? And I said, we're going to leave it to Angie. Angie, what do you think?
Who, out of Norm and
No, the president or the Bad Bunny?
Oh, the president of where?
Oh my God, the president. When I say I usually say the president of the province of Canada, but if I tell you the president, it's the president of I don't know what he is.
I need a fair comparison. So I know you can speak Spanish, so I need to see you sing in Spanish a Bad Bunny song.
Do you want me to sing? Norm, she wants me to sing. She's wanting me to sing because
in Spanish.
You know what? I told you on Valentine's Day, like Thursday, Friday, we'll do a show and I'll sing to you, Ange.
In Spanish.
All right. Wait, Mark.
I'm sorry. My camera keeps going in and out. I apologize.
Okay. Yeah, you apologize. All right. Whatever. Like you're contributing a lot. All right. So do you know how to sing in Spanish, Mark?
Say it one more time.
Do you know how to sing in Spanish? ¿Puedo cantar en español?
Sí.
Okay, then cántame.
Yo no sé.
So why you? This is going. Norm, take it over. All these guys. It's just me and Angie know what we're talking about.
But I knew what Bad Bunny's lyrics were. Somebody read them, and they were not conducive to a family.
No.
A family show for a halftime.
Wait a minute. Norm was talking about how this Bad Bunny halftime show was showing, and I'll say it in Spanish, was showing a lot of culos. All right, Mark, do you agree with this?
No.
So you're an ass, but you don't like asses. All right. So Norm, what did you think of the halftime show?
Well, like I said, I would I was mentioning earlier, I would have liked to have seen some songs in English.
Yeah.
Some songs in English. All right, everybody.
By the way, Kid Rock did blew him away as far as watchers. And there was a scene where somebody went into a bar and wanted to watch the other halftime show and got literally booed out of the place.
Another thing about the Super Bowl is the commercials. I know Mark, you didn't watch anything, but Norm, what did we watch the U.S. feed? What did you think of the commercial? Some commercial, especially the Jewish commercial and all that, were pretty good. And they had Kurt Russell commercials, and they had everybody, Jennifer Aniston with Tom Brady there. So, what did you think of the commercials?
Yeah, they were okay. Nothing that really, in my mind, I mean, they had some star value, but nothing that really stood out that I say, wow, never saw anything like that before.
Yeah. I think all of us were, about the game with, said Seattle and all that. And I think Mark said 10 points and Norm said 10 points and Angie loves Seattle. It's one of her teams and everything like that. So we weren't surprised, but were you surprised that New England did nothing in the first 3 quarters? I know, Mark, I can't ask you, but I'll ask Norm.
Yeah, well, that's what made it a dull game. It was really pretty non-competitive. And, it just wasn't an exciting game. It'll go down as probably the most boring Super Bowl in the history of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, one of them. I mean, the Patriots and Rams was pretty bad, too, 13-3 game. But, yeah, this was right up there. 5 field goals for Jason Myers. I mean.
Yeah, really bad game there. Okay, so let's get off. Is there anything you guys want to touch on the Super Bowl? Anything else?
Well, it just goes to show you, New England was good all year, and nobody's denying the fact that they belonged, where they were at the end of the regular season, winning the division. But I think all of us know that Buffalo was probably the best team in the AFC, and if they were in the Super Bowl, would have been that much better. But I think that's what I'm a little frustrated by, is that I didn't get to see the best possible matchup we could have had. Whatever the reason, things happen in the playoffs. Would have been nice to see, to me, who I thought was the best team in the AFC. New England, because of their schedule, because of the fact that they seem to get break after break, especially with, Jarrett Stidham playing in the championship game, and then, C.J. Stroud playing the worst possible game he could play and still advancing. I just didn't think they were at the level of Seattle. We saw that they weren't, and we got to see that Drake May maybe isn't the next Tom Brady.
Norm, you agree with those?
Well, I think it's too early to cast a spell, so to speak, on Drake May. I mean, he's still a young quarterback. He's got a lot to learn. I still think he's got a bright future ahead of him. That's a pretty high-pressure game. Against a very strong opponent. I mean, Seattle would have been tough for anybody to handle, especially comparatively speaking, young and inexperienced quarterback. I still think Drake May has a bright future ahead of him, and I don't think you can write him off because of one Super Bowl.
No, I think he has a bright future ahead of him, too. I'm just saying, it's unfair that he was probably getting that comparison to the greatest quarterback that ever lived.
Well, no one can compare to Brady. I mean, few. There's a few that can compare, but Brady's on his own planet when it comes to.
Absolutely right.
All right, as one season comes to an end, of course, baseball starts up, spring training starts up in about 10 days, but let's talk about something that's going down this weekend, the NBA All-Star Game. First of all, Norm, I'll start off with you. Do you care? And look at the people who put in for the slam dunks. They had Norm, Mark, and Angie on the slam dunk. Where's the slam dunk gone? It's gone from here to there.
Well, no, I don't care about all-star games in general. I really don't. I mean, I'll watch it, because it's on. But do I really care? No. They're glorified exhibition games, really. And, I think they should, in the NHL, they should go back to the Stanley Cup champion versus the rest of the NHL All-Stars. Put a little bit of sizzle into it. The skills competitions are kind of fun, but beyond that, I find All-Star games pretty boring. And at least in baseball, there's something at stake in it, in terms of whichever league prevails. But I don't have much time for All-Star games. Generally speaking, I watch them because they're on, but not because, I can't wait to see the All-Star game. I don't know of an All-Star game where I say to myself, I can't wait to see that.
And this year's All-Star game, I don't know, Mark, if you realize this, but the All-Star game is going to start at 5 p.m.
Right.
Not at 8, not at 7, at 5 p.m. And it's not,
I know.
And 5 p.m., that's Eastern time.
Yeah,
the game's in Los Angeles, it's going to be 2 p.m.
Yeah, it doesn't affect me, though. It'd be 4 p.m. where I am. But I think that the All-Star game used to be a great event. I remember watching it, in the 80s and 90s. And, Magic on one team, Isaiah on the other, and they would try to get everybody involved and make it like a show. That's, to me, when it was the best it could be. Larry Bird coming in and saying who's going to finish in second place for the three-point contest. Jordan and Dominique on 101 in dunking. Spud Webb winning. Kenny Skywalker winning. It had an aura of an event. Now it's just marketing. It's just money, and it's everything that's wrong about sports.
All right, so that's the NBA. One more thing about the NBA. Last week, the trade deadline come and gone, and we have some interesting moves. Chris Paul to the Raptors, but he's probably not going to play. AD gone to Washington. Washington is smart. They got trade. Now they got AD. Now they get the picks. They're probably going to tank the rest of the year. Washington's going to be a pretty good team next year. What do you think overall, Norm, of the trade deadline? A lot of players moved, but it wasn't really up to snuff with anything. Giannis didn't move.
It was about as exciting as the All-Star games we're talking about.
All right, Mark, what do you say?
Yeah, well, James Harden got traded. So how many teams has he played for? But
74.
I think, everyone knows the regular season in basketball doesn't really mean anything. It comes down to the playoffs, and you have who's going to come out of the East. I mean, the team was in the finals last year, was in last place, and you have the Pistons coming up and stepping into the number one spot. There's a lot of unpredictable things that have happened so far in the NBA season, and I think trying to look at the All-Star game or deals that happened at the trade deadline. I know you had mentioned a bunch of deals with the Raptors that would have made them better. I think they did get better, but there's so much of an unknown with the teams in the East, and even if you want to say the teams in the West, I would venture to say it's going to be a very interesting rest of the regular season in basketball.
All right. So, and now and I know, Mark, you're a hockey fan as well, but if you're a hockey fan, it's the regular season for the National Hockey League puts a pause. Now the Olympics, they start on actually tomorrow starting, but the quality teams start Thursday. It's probably going to be Canada against America. Norm, let's say it's Canada, America. Who do you give the edge to in the Olympics? Of course, Austin Matthews plays for Maple Leafs. He's the captain of Team USA, and they put in Sidney Crosby as the captain of O Canada. Who do you like in the Olympics, Norm?
You know what? I think it's a coin toss. I think the teams are evenly matched. As good as, and I think it'll be great to watch. I think it could be as good as last shot on goal wins. I think they're that closely matched on the men's side.
All right, Mark, what do you say? I know you're American, so
I know.
Face off or for last year was great. We saw right off the bat fighting and everything like that.
Yeah, that was the best part of it. Yeah.
USA desperately wants to beat Canada. Will they?
No. Canada's the best in hockey. They deserve everything they have. Their talent is really hard to match. The Americans are very close. I just hope we see another game like we did last year, with the intensity and the back and forth. And, Americans had a chance to win. Canada scored in the last couple, but in the last minute. And then, everything kind of, you were on the edge of your seat watching that overtime. If it can match that, I'll be happy.
All right, so getting back to the NHL regular season, the Maple Leafs are currently not in it. All right, Boston is hanging on by a thread there. Ottawa not in it. Florida not in it. We got Flyers, New Jersey Rangers. So far, 3 in the East. 3 of the original 6 are not in the playoffs. Okay, in the West, and not in the playoffs. Well, the Kings and San Jose are fighting for it. Calgary, Vancouver, Canadian teams are not in it. But Norm, if I would, I know what he was going to say. Okay, if I would ask you right now, give me a dark horse to make a run for the Stanley Cup, not win it, just a dark horse making a run.
Okay, a dark horse to make a run. I'll go with the. Tell you what, I'll go with the Washington Capitals and the Boston Bruins. I think they're both suited to be a dark horse come playoff time.
Yeah, but the Washington Capitals, Boston Bruins are both in the Eastern. Anybody in the West?
In the West, a bit of a dark horse. You know what? Just for fun, I'll pick San Jose.
Well, Celebrini, I don't have to tell you, is playing on the first line for Team Canada. And how do you like to be the third line? Mitch Marner playing with Crosby and Marchand there. Like, that's a line. Okay, same question to you, Mark.
Well, look, in the Eastern Conference, everybody's so tightly packed. So the team that might be out of it today will be in the playoffs tomorrow. It's amazing how you look at one point in the season, everybody was above 500 in the Eastern Conference. The Rangers have kind of slid down a little bit. But if you're asking for a dark horse in the East, I'm going to say the Red Wings. And if you're asking for a dark horse in the West, they're not a dark horse, but I don't think they're the favorite, and that's Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas is a pretty good team. All right, since we talked about the NFL and NHL, let's start talking about Major League Baseball starting up next week here. Norm, I'll ask you the easiest question for you from Toronto. Were you impressed, or do you think the Blue Jays could have done more during the offseason?
Well, they can still do stuff during the regular season before the trade deadline. So there's no rush based on the outstanding season they had last year and their playoff run into the World Series. There's not a whole lot they need to fix up. So I think they can take their time. There's no pressure on them. I think they'll have another good, pretty solid regular season. They did improve their roster. So I think the Blue Jays can take their time with addressing any needs and see how they break out into the, until like the middle of May or so. And then at that point, they can decide if they need to make any moves before the trade deadline.
All right, Mark?
Yeah, well, I think it's kind of pointless because the Dodgers just got themselves the closers that they didn't have last year. And they seem to get all the best players from all the every team in Major League Baseball. I think the Blue Jays did the best they could, as does every other team chasing the Dodgers. The World Series we got last year was great. And if we can somehow, I don't really know how things are going to, you can compete with the team that's doing what the Dodgers are doing. And it seems that they're doing financially things that are unfair. But collective bargaining agreement is going to come up. There's probably going to be a strike. And it's going to be interesting to see how that all breaks down. But Toronto, to me, they have an excellent lineup. They got very good pitching. They're still, to me, undervalued amongst all the teams in the American League, especially the American League East, where everybody primarily still looks at the Yankees and Red Sox. So I think.
Right. Well, just one more thing. We'll close it out here because, like I said, this week starts Olympics, and then in 2 weeks spring training, and also in 2 weeks, I know Norm's sort of interested. Major League Soccer starts off. TFC plays February 21st, so we're about 2 weeks away. And they're going to be interrupted by the World Cup of Soccer. But are you anxious to see Major League Soccer and World Cup soccer for the first time in Canada and Mexico and the States World Cup in June?
Am I anxious to see of course, everyone's anxious to see the World Cup. For sure. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and especially for folks in America. Not so much Mexico. They've hosted some World Cups. And the last one was in 1986, I believe. So
In Mexico, in 1994 in the States.
yeah, 1994 in the States. So, but that relatively speaking, that's already a long time ago. So it's fun for Canadians to get a look at some of the world's best athletes. But we'll see which games we get and who's playing. But yeah, that should be that's something that everyone's excited about for sure.
Okay, Mark, since you missed it here, Norm and I, with a few buddies, watched the Super Bowl from the palace, the palatial palace of the President of the Province of Canada. We had the UTV and everything like that. Norm, because Mark probably is not going to come visit me ever again or ever, because he lives in Alabama and we're in Toronto and nobody lives him across the borders. I hear he has like 7,400 parking tickets and all that. Tell Mark how good my TV is.
Yeah, it's 75-inch. It's pretty good. It's like sitting in a movie theater.
All right, Mark, are you disappointed that you didn't take my invitation or what? I guess he doesn't want to talk. Mark,
No, I can't hear the question. What'd you say?
Are you disappointed that you didn't take the invitation about coming and watching the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I'm very disappointed. Yeah, I checked last-minute flights. I just couldn't get one.
All right. All right. Is there any final thing you want to touch on that we haven't touched on during the Super Bowl week, during coming up on the Olympics, and anything? I'll start off with Mark. Anything that you want to touch on?
No, just very thankful to you and for being able to do the show, and again mention people who sponsor me, Bobby Ledbetter's Twin City Auto Sales, and the Cattle Stampede over here in Fort Payne. And again, thank you for including me and having me in this conversation. I'm sorry I couldn't be a little more useful today.
No, but last week we had Randy Cross on and everything like that. Last week was Randy Cross. It was really great. And Norm, I went back and checked Randy Cross prediction. He predicted 28-14.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was 29-13.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty good.
But Norm predicted 10 points. Seattle probably win by 10 points. Of course, I predicted 28-13. So I was right close. Again. I was right. What can I do? All right, Norm.
Did anybody else get the MVP right?
We got the MVP right. Norm said it cannot be a wide receiver because Darnold's throwing. If the wide receivers catch balls and yards, it's Darnold's who's going to win it. I said it's a running back, and it was a running back. All right, so there you go. But I guarantee, and here's the guarantee. Norm, maybe you could agree or disagree. Next year's Super Bowl will not have Seattle in it. Seattle will not be in the Super Bowl next year to defend the Super Bowl title. And for that matter, I'm going to tell you New England is not going to be in next year's Super Bowl. You all know who's going to be in next year's Super Bowl, at least one team.
We heard that last year, Joe.
Listen to me, Norm. Listen to me. Do you want me to tell the world?
We've been doing it for about 5 years already, actually.
Yeah, well, do you want me to tell the world? Mark, this guy, he made us order a pizza for himself. He ate a box of 22 pieces.
Wow.
Yeah, look, I leaned and this guy.
You always gave me the hint of an eater.
Yeah, he would have loved the cow stampede. All right.
Well, don't they call him Storm and Norman for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Storm. Wait, Mark. Tell them what you can eat at the cow stampede. The buffet is
buffet steak. They got grilled lobster, grilled mashed potatoes and gravy are really good. They got corn. They got okra. I don't really like because I'm not Southern. And they have really good desserts. They got steamed crab, which is awesome. Everybody likes that. They got chili now too. And I know when they take pictures and post them online, everybody kind of drools. It's like Pavlov's dog.
All right. Well, on that note, what a way to finish Super Bowl edition with Pavlov there. But Norm, any last comments from you, and tell everybody where they can get a hold of you?
You get hold of me right here on the Fired Up Network, twice, 3 times a week with Joe, with Angie, and sometimes with Mark as well. We talk, as you've seen right here, about just about every sport that you follow across North America and around the world. So check us out on the Fired Up Network, on Roku TV, and a bunch of other social media platforms.
And Norm, I have a question here. It comes from Mark Kelly Everett. He wants to know, what are your thoughts about Bron Breakker getting injured so close to WrestleMania?
My thoughts are, I don't have any.
Don't ever send Norm Rumack a question, Mark Kelly
Okay.
Everett.
I'm
Okay?
sorry. Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought it was a good question.
He ruptured his groin by turning over a table. All right, by turning over a table, Bron Breakker, who was supposed to be in one of the main events, is now questionable for WrestleMania. Norm, I can't believe that. All right, so Mark Everett Kelly is gone. You got his advertisers. Apparently, Angie's doing her hair. It's only me and Norm. It was great seeing you, buddy. Hopefully, we'll do it before the Super Bowl next year. Maybe we could come by for a World Cup party, something like that, because I know you love my TV. And next year, and next, I'll have Goldford, get the drinks, get everything, and no fighting about religion and everything like that. But it was great to see you. Too bad the Super Bowl was crap. Maybe next year could be better. Again, this is Joseph Pasek, aka the President of the Provinces of Canada, for the Fired Up Network. Stay tuned for more great programming, and we're going to try to get Digit Murphy on this week to talk about the Olympics. And today, America beat Canada in hockey 5-0. I'll use it for Norm. 5-0, United States beating Canada in hockey. Thanks a lot. Have a great week. Joseph Pasek bidding you adieu. And Norm, adieu means goodbye.
You got it. Have a good one, everybody.